What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we got our best beginner's guide for the brand new mobile game, Harry Potter Magic Awaken. Like and subscribe for more amazing mobile game content. Now, initially, the game is going to walk you through kind of like a tutorial of all the different game modes. You just kind of got to get through it, but eventually you will be hit with your first re-roll chance, which is going to give you one of 5 legendary cards. Now you can go ahead and pretty much re-roll until you get the card that you want. So the big first question is, well, which legendary card should you re-roll for? Most people recommend that you go ahead and you re-roll until you get the Thunderstorm legendary card. What this does is it summons a Thunderbird to call upon a thunderstorm, casts 15 bolts of lightning. Each bolt will hit a random opponent unit and apply a heal reduction effect. So it's very, very powerful early game and late game. It's pretty much one of the best spell cards, and you're going to use it the entire time you play. Next thing is explore the areas. Now, once you go ahead and you unlock the map and you can kind of navigate around a lot faster, you can actually go back to the alleyway, and there's all these different places. Owl post office, where you went ahead and you got your owl. A lot of this stuff is at the tutorial at the beginning, and you don't really get to do any exploration. You kind of just have to walk through each different building, and it's kind of very linear. But once you get through all the tutorials and you can go back, I highly suggest you go back to the alley and start exploring those buildings. Each building has this little vase that's hidden inside of it, and you can go ahead, break that vase, and then you'll get a bunch of free rewards. You can also find treasure chests. Next thing we have is the Forbidden Forest. This is a very important area, very important game mode that you want to grind out, because this is where you can go ahead and get brand new echoes. Echoes give you powerful abilities to your deck, and they really just amp it up to the next level. Very high special effects, and you'll gain those by just completing different difficulty levels. You'll see these first 3 levels that you complete, you're getting new echoes, and then it kind of starts to go every couple levels you'll get one. So at level 5 we'll get another echo, level 8, level 10, level 12, level 14, level 16, and then after that you really don't get any more. So the next suggestion is try and get to level 16 as fast as possible early on when you first start, so that way you can kind of unlock all of these echoes, and that way it will really give you a huge advantage in the deck building aspect. Your tip is, when you're going to the event list, you're going to see 3 different choices. You're going to have like a battle, hard battle, or you'll see gathering spot. I always choose gathering spots over the battles, because the gathering spots have a chance to get you additional rewards. So there's some times where you'll get extra materials for you to go ahead and brew potions, as well as the forest merchant, because this goes ahead and lets you purchase things as well. So anytime you see something like the forest merchant, you can go ahead and do that. Free exploration is another one. Everything's possible here. These are kind of like the more rare ones that don't pop up too much, but these ones you definitely want to take once you see these. Whenever you are on the battlefield, always keep your character moving. Never keep your character stationary. You always want to have them move every couple seconds. What I like to do is kind of count to myself like every 3 seconds. So that way they're not just kind of standing still, because if you're standing still, then you become an easy target for a lot of spells. There's a lot of spells out there that are very specific targeting. They target a certain area, a certain line, a certain circle. Next tip I got is upgrade all of your cards, no matter the rarity and no matter whether you use them or not. Because if we take a look down here at the bottom, our spellbook level will increase. So upgrading cards increases your spellbook level. So it doesn't matter. Let's say you got a bunch of common cards and you're like, oh, I don't want to use this card, but you can upgrade it. You should still upgrade it, because you get that credit, and you want to have your spellbook level as high as possible. Every time you increase it, you're getting extra health. So your overall health for your character is going to go up. Your attack, your basic attack damage goes up, and your exploration attributes increase as well, which is very, very important. This is going to grant us, look, bonus attributes for health, attack, spell damage, summon damage. Next thing is recommended decks. Definitely one that I suggest. If you go to filter by echo, which is in the bottom left corner where my camera, I'm kind of blocking it, but if we click on that, we can go ahead and specifically select any echo that we have or that we want to check out. So let's say we want to do the Harry Potter one. We can go click confirm, and it's going to give us 3 recommended decks, and it's also going to tell us the type too. So this one right here, you'll see it is for a duel. So if we're doing a 2-player duel, it shows you all of the recommended cards, and if it has the little exclamation point, that means you have not unlocked that card yet. Once you do go ahead and unlock all of the cards, you can just quickly click where it says use. It will instantly construct the deck for you. That way it kind of gives you a starting point for building your own deck. And then once you kind of get the recommended cards, then I suggest you kind of take one card out and put one card in that you want. It can be very overwhelming for new players to just kind of come in here and just try and construct a brand new deck on their own, and they just start, you know, picking cards like this, and the cards have no synergy at all, and they're just randomly putting in cards, maybe because they're high rarity or something like that. You're really not going to have a lot of success mid to late game. Early game, you can get away with having really just random janky cards in your deck, but once you do get to that mid to late game and you're more competitive, you definitely need to have some synergy with your deck. So the final thing I want to go over in this beginner's guide is our settings. In the bottom left corner, we'll see the little cog wheel. We'll click this. We have our basics, where this is just your display. This depends on how strong your device is, but more importantly, I want to go over the gameplay stuff. So when the game initially has this, it's all kind of set to turned off, and I like to do a few adjustments. It gives you more information while you're doing these battles. So we have stuff like player name. You don't necessarily need this on. It just says your name, like StillAliveGG right here. Other players' names. So this just tells us our opponents' names. I really don't need that on either. Summon levels. Now this can be one that is important to put on, because this can help you determine how strong your opponent is for that particular card that they have summoned. This is initially set to hide all, but I like to show all because this gives us those raw numbers, and I like to see a raw number so that way I can kind of calculate better how much more damage I need to do in order for my opponent to get destroyed, how much more damage my character can take. So I like to put it on show all. They also have show self, which just shows your numbers, but this I like because I just like to see the raw numbers. Summon health bar as well, show when hit. So this is another one you can put as always on. I like this one to also always be on as well. I just want to have as much information as possible, and it really doesn't junk up the screen. Like, it doesn't make it hard to really see or anything like that. We have our floating combat text. If we have it on show self, you'll see the numbers right there, and then if we put it on show all, you'll see the numbers all over the place. So you'll see a -5, -9, -22. This is another one that I like to have on because I like to see how much damage is actually going on in the battlefield. For PvE, it's pretty much the same. I kind of come in here and I do the same thing where player name doesn't really matter, other player's name, that doesn't really matter for me. Player health, I have this on show all. Creature health, always show. Floating combat, show all. So it shows us our teammates' hand in multiplayer battles. This helps us determine what our teammate may play next, and it helps just bring up more synergy. Having more information is just going to help you make better decisions. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.